Hey everyone, let's look at some different ways to store paper. I have 12 by 12, I have 6 by 6, I've got 6 by 8, and even 8.5 by 11, and I'm going to show you some different ways to store those things. I've got 5 different solutions for you. There's bound to be one that'll work in your craft space. Let's get into it.
Okay, don't you always love a good craft room reveal? If you haven't seen any of my craft room tours, I want to give you a quick little spin around the room so that you get a general idea and sense of how I store things. I do use these IKEA Calyx units. I use the Alex drawers from IKEA. I use lots of products from Amazon, Scrapbook.com, Stamp and Storage, Organize More. So I have a lot of different types of organization in here, and I try to keep it pretty varied because I want you to see that there are options almost anywhere that you shop that can really help you organize your space. So we will go through all these. I will make a list of everything that I use and show you for this paper organization so that you will know what is actually in this room. And of course, I'll provide you some measurements of my room in case you're working on your craft room right now. So let's get into it. I'm going to start on this wall, which is one of my bigger Calyx units. And I have paper storage here on this kind of middle row. And I have actually 3 different types of storage on this row. So I'm going to show you what I've done here. And then we'll move to the other Calyx unit and some ideas, as well as that back wall. The back wall is one of the most popular places in my craft room. So make sure you stay around for that. It is always fun. So what I have here on this row, I have magazine holders, but these aren't just any magazine holders. These are 12 by 12 magazine holders. I also have these, which are pouches. This one is specifically from Simon Says Stamp, but they hold paper. And the reason I like these pouches is if I've got scraps, if I've got paper packs that came from a specific place. I use a lot of Your Paper Insider, and I try to keep their products together. So it's nice to just kind of zip them up in one of these. And if you only have lay flat storage, it's just a good way to keep dust and protect your paper and keep all those little bitty pieces together. I don't think it's super practical for storing large amounts of paper, but when I have these kits and things like that, I feel like this is a great option, and I have really loved having the zipper pouches. And I love that it fits 8.5 by 11 paper. I don't think that they make any of these for 12 by 12, but I could be wrong on that. So underneath this is a 12 by 12 tray stacking system. And this one specifically is from scrapbook.com. These are very inexpensive and a great way if you're going to stack lots of paper. I know I only have 2 right here, but I have a weird number of them. And I'm going to show you these on the back wall, but they easily fit together. They hold 12 by 12 and they make them for 8.5 by 11. But I love that the 12 by 12 fills a whole Calyx unit. And this is just one way to be able to see your paper if you don't need to keep it in specific companies. Now, my magazine holders, these are 12 by 12. They're made out of plastic. I had a hard time finding a 12 by 12 magazine thing that was not plastic, and I kind of like the clear because I can see the color all the way down. I have used a label maker to label these by company of cardstock, and I do that because since this is primarily my job, I need to know what is going into every card that I have, what company it's coming from, so that if I have people ask questions, I can pull that out and I can make sure I've got it on my supply list. So what I've done inside these magazine holders, and you don't have to do this, you could lay your paper in here, it'd be perfectly fine. But I've been using these job ticket holders, which I believe I got the idea from Jennifer McGuire. They're from Office Depot, and they also sell them on Amazon. And I like them because they hold multiple packs of paper. I'm going to show you in an overhead view after we've kind of toured the room. I'm going to show you how many packs of paper one of these can hold and how I tend to put it together. But it's just a nice way. I keep each of the sets organized in rainbow order. So if it's a Gina K folder, if it's an Altenew folder, I keep it organized based on the colors so that when I pull out one of these bins, I know that that whole bin, if I'm looking for a specific color, it's going to be in rainbow order. And if I'm not finding it, then either I don't have it or I need to order that color. And all of these are 8.5 by 11, but look, this is a 12 by 12 magazine holder. See how it holds the 12 by 12 paper perfectly fine? Let's head to the Calyx unit that's in front of my desk. Now on this one, I have a couple of different type of basket options that really work. When I was looking at 6x8 paper, I was really struggling with how in the world I was going to store that. So I ended up finding a basket at Target that fits perfectly in this Calyx unit and holds all different sizes. So I put 6x8 paper in here. I put a lot of different options. I tend to organize it by company because not every company has 6x8 style. So I have Honeybee here, and then they have these commonly, they use that 6x8 style. Then I have back here with scrapbook.com, I put some of their smaller paper back here too, because I realized that most of my scrapbook.com paper is 6x8, but it comes in a variety of sizes. So having a big basket like this is really nice because I can stick everything that is scrapbook.com right there. And then I still had a little side on this little area on this basket that I was able to put a little bit of 6x6 paper in. I'm going to show you in this same unit another way that I store these 6x6 pads, and I think you'll like that a little bit better. But here I'm going to try to pull them out so you can see. But this is 6x6 paper, and it just kind of fits along the edge there. I just keep extra loose sheets right there. The second way I've stored the 6x6 papers is I have these smaller bins that are made by IKEA that fit here. And a lot of times I'll put stamps and dies, but I had some extra space. So I went on and put all of the lawn fawn paper that I had that was 6x6 in the bin with a few small dies. And that has worked really well. So in a Calyx unit, you can fit one of the large ones and small of these. They're called Varia, I believe. I'll make sure I put it in the links for you. Now we're to the back wall. This is my favorite wall of the craft room. I think it's because it has so much rainbow to it, which just makes me happy. So I love all this color and excitement, and part of my paper storage is creating a system which I use rainbow colors to help me find the appropriate color paper. So let me show you a couple ways I'm using on this back wall to store paper. So first of all, these shelves are on top of an Alex unit. I am using rainbow 12x12 paper here, and I don't keep my 12x12 paper in order of company or anything like that. So these bins work great for me. These are the plastic ones from scrapbook.com. Very inexpensive. They have a little rail on them so that you can put them back together and stack them. I only have 3, or technically 6 of these stacked up, so 3 on this side and 3 on the other. And the reason that I only have that is because that's just what fits in this area. So I would love to have more, but this fits all of my 12x12 paper, which is perfect. I'm hoping I can add some 8.5x11 right here as well of those plastic bins, but right now I have these in their original packaging. This is some Altenew paper that just came out this year that I've been using often for my design team projects. And so what I did is I stacked it up here, but I am going to show you, Altenew has come out with some folders that really protect the paper, and I only have a few of them, so I'm going to show you how they work with the ones that I have in here. But I think this would look really good if all of them were here. It's just a little flap, and I'm going to show you on the overhead camera in just a minute how many different packs of paper fit in here and kind of how these work. But they're just nice folders, kind of like the job ticket, except a little bit slimmer, so they fit in smaller places easier, and they do stand up if you needed to stand them up in something. It's nice that they have a close so that you could really turn them upside down and not lose any of your pieces of paper, especially if you keep scraps like I do. So I have enough of these colors that I actually have 2 stacks. So I've got a stack on the left side here of this back wall. And then when we go over to the right side, I'm keeping them mostly in their own packaging. And I have 3 more of those stackable plastic pieces that hold the 12x12. So you can just leave paper laying like this. I do think there's an advantage to putting it into its own container. And I'm going to show you that when I overhead. But sometimes the plastic, like on that one, is a little bit wrinkledy and it can mess up the paper inside. So it is nice to have them in something sturdy if you can, but it's also perfectly fine just to take them out of their packaging and lay them flat like I do with my 12x12. Perfectly fine either way. Let me show you what I'm doing over to the side in my built-ins, just for packs of paper like watercolor paper, Bristol smooth paper, things that come in like tablets or reams of paper. Let me show you how I'm doing that on this next part. Now here's this stackable unit, just so you know, it does have those. I mean, it could stack I would think indefinitely high, depending on how many of them you got. So like I said, have 3 over here, and I'm gonna leave that right there and move to the next section. Now we'll do a quick up close of this just because who doesn't love to look at some rainbow paper? So beautiful. But also remember, I have full craft room tours that go into every drawer, every space in my craft room and cover the broad topics. So if you're seeing something in here that you like and you want to check it out, make sure you check out the craft room tour. Okay, this is a little different area. This is reams of paper, tablets of paper, and these are in my built-in. And so when I was looking for items to fit here, I really had trouble finding something the correct size because these are very deep and long. So you could use some type of refrigerator bin. I'm using these bins that are from the company store, and I'll link those. I don't have any type of affiliate link to company store, but they really are nice in how they fit all of my pre-made card bases. I do like to have a good storage system to have pre-made A2 cards. I have them in a vertical bin and also in a horizontal, and they slide on top of each other. These are super long bins and they fit perfectly in this unit. I know that for your needs, you may have different areas of storage, but I wanted you to see what I was using right there. Okay, let's transition to the overhead view so I can show you these different supplies in a little bit better way than just pulling them out of the bins. So this is one of the zipper pouches. This one is from Simon Says Stamp, and this is how I keep collection packs. So from your Paper Insider, I tend to keep these in these little bags. It's great for flat storage. Doesn't do as well standing up because it is a soft-sided bag. Great for holding lots of different pieces and keeping them all contained. This is what I was using as a magazine holder. And you can see I've got 8.5 by 11 paper in it, but I wanted you to see it from the side and to look at these folders a little bit closer because they hold so much. These are the job ticket holders, and I label each one of them and put lots of paper in. So let me show you some of those. I'm going to actually label and try to stuff in as much paper as I can, and we'll see how much they hold. Remember, these are 12 by 12 size, so here's a 12 by 12 piece of paper. You can see it would fit perfectly with a little bit of room to spare in these containers. You could use one of these job ticket holders for so much paper. Do you see how many scraps I have? This, I believe, in this container is at least 2 full packs of paper with scraps, but I'm going to show you stuffing one of these, how many we can fit. I do label the ends of my magazine holders with which brands are in this bin. That just helps me when I'm creating. Okay, if you love organizing or you're getting into it, you definitely need a label maker. The reason that I love this one is because it does have, and signs. It's got all of it's like a regular keyboard, which is very nice. It's still, I drop it all the time. Little parts have fallen out. I've gotten to where I can't press the cutter, but it is also very well used and still churning out labels. Okay, let's compare the job ticket holder and the Altenew holder. So Altenew's closes, which is nice, so that if you're worried about spilling things, you can you can turn your stuff over and not worry about that. So if you're going to be handling it roughly, then this is a nice way to go. Now let's look at how much each one holds and why I pick these two as a favorite method of storing is because these pouches are so sturdy. So this versus like a zip up pouch is very sturdy. You can stand your paper up any way you want to without it folding. It really protects the corners. And with this Altenew one, I can definitely fit 2 full packs in here. Let's see if we can get a third one in and how tight it is with that. So I'm going to use this third pack of paper and let me show you how it fits. Okay, so I can get the third pack in here. It is a little bit tighter, but I'm going to make sure I can do it without messing up the edges. Now let's see if I can scoot it all the way in and still protect the top edges because I love a good crisp edge. And yes, I can. So you can fit 3 packs of paper in this. I even have a little extra space, but I think you would worry a little bit on the sides if you tried to cram more than 3 packs. And it's definitely a tight fit with 3 packs, but it can be done. Now let's look at our other ticket holder and let's see how this is. So this is definitely a bigger sleeve, the one from Office Depot. I'm going to put all 3 of these packs and we're going to see if we can stuff any more in. So once I put 3 packs in, you can tell I definitely have more room in here. So let's see what else we can fit in this. Okay, pack number 4. Let's see if we can get it in here. Actually, pretty easily. The only thing is I've got that little piece of paper hanging off that was getting caught on something, but it slides in very easily. So that is 4 packs. With still some room, let's try a 5th pack and see what we think. Okay, here's the 5th pack. You do have to be a little bit more careful as it's getting tighter, so I'm gonna make sure I've got this edge under control. But once I do that, I've got it in clear and free. It takes a little bit of effort, but all of the sides are protected, and it definitely fits 5 packs in here, which is awesome. So 5 packs in one of these job tickets, if you're trying to store a lot of paper, that is so nice. Or you can just do a pack at a time, whatever you feel like. Okay, let's do a cost comparison just so that you know. At the time of the filming of this video, the Office Depot job tickets on Amazon are anywhere from $6 to $12 for 10. So that makes them anywhere from 60 cents each to $1.20 each. The Altenew paper packs are around $13.99, so $1.30 to $1.40 each. But they will, I don't know how often Altenew is going to run sales, but they do have sales pretty regularly. And so I think you could get that a little bit cheaper. So really their cost comparison is pretty close unless you catch a good deal on one of the sites. So it's more of a preference on how you're going to want to store them, how many pieces you want, if you want a closing top, that kind of thing. You may wonder why I take these out of their original packaging. See how the original packaging can get warped and messed up? It also is very thin. So if you're trying to protect those edges of your cardstock, which, I mean, face it, when we're using cardstock for a mat or something behind our card, we want nice crisp edges. So I think protecting those is a great idea if you have that option. You can always leave things in their regular package, no big deal. Let me go through a few pictures of the craft room and kind of point out the items that are there so that you can check them out in the description below. And I'll have even more information and places and links for you there. I just love looking at colorful craft room photos. They just make me so excited. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I'm going to pop in here with my face again, but tell me what you want to learn more about organizing. Make sure you pop that in the comments below because I do listen to your suggestions. And if you're wanting to see something else in my craft room, I'll make a video on it. Here we go.
Okay, what did you think about all those paper organization ideas? I hope that you enjoyed the video so much. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe so that you'll catch more of my crafty organization. If you are into card making, I have lots of card making tutorials as well. And I'd love to see you out here on YouTube and on other social media. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe, and all of the things that I used in this video will be linked in the description. Tell me in the comments, what was your favorite? Which is your favorite way to store paper? What are you doing now? And any ideas you have for me. I would love to hear them. I'll see you soon. Have a great day. Bye.